people now have been affected by breast cancer in some way. Our lives have been touched by breast cancer and the impact that it has. We're really privileged today to have on with us Bev Durant.
Hello.
And Tanya Hennigar.
Yeah.
Hennigar, welcome. And Tanya is from Eye Candy Ink Tattoos. And Bev is a breast cancer survivor. Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit, first of all, about how the two of you became connected, and then we'd love to talk about your story a little bit. How did you meet?
Well, it's actually quite fabulous. Probably only about 3 weeks ago now, I had somebody passing by the studio. It was her birthday, and she popped in and asked if I did areola rejuvenation. And I hadn't, and it has been something that I have always wanted to do. Most of us now have had cancer touch our lives, either through ourselves and our own personal history or friends and loved ones. And so I told her I didn't, and she said, well, I would love for you to try. And so within the week, I got a new tool that I needed to do it and the proper pigments that I needed as well. And we did her areola tattoos on a Monday, and on Tuesday I posted that I would like to give this as a gift to other breast cancer survivors, because it truly changed everything for me. Like, the process was so intimate, it was so intense, and I just wanted to give it away. So I posted that I would like to do it, and Beverly was one of the ladies that answered, and within 24 hours I had people had shared the post over 500 times, so there was an outpour.
That's beautiful. Before we go any further, I am going to mention a little later in the show, not quite yet, we will be showing some pictures. And this segment contains images with nudity and deals with sensitive subject matter. If you're offended by that type of material or have children present, please use your discretion when viewing the segment. Again, we are talking about something medical and something emotional and something that affects very personally, but just to be aware of. I know that I've discussed with my kids, because we've had very close family who has gone through the breast cancer journey, and talking about those things with our kids and how, you know, a body changes and how important that is to how a woman feels.
Absolutely.
So you were one of the women who responded to this post then?
I did. It was actually my work colleague that brought it to my attention on Facebook. And it was something I'd thought about some years ago, because I was diagnosed in 2011, and because I'd had such a traumatic time, I went through 5 or 6 major surgeries, complete problems, you know. I could go on for hours about what I went through. I got to the stage after 3 years of going through this continually, of saying enough's enough. It's taken too much of my life already. So I decided no more surgeries. I didn't actually go back for the corrective surgery that I should have done, because I'd had enough. So I just put it to bed, basically. And then when Leanne approached me and said, Bev, look at this, and something inside of me triggered, and I went, you know what? I want to meet this lady, and I want to complete my journey. And that's exactly what Tanya has done for me. I went there, I met her, and I felt so comfortable. And then, so I went and she did the work for me, and I just cried.
That's incredible.
It makes me feel complete again after all what I've been through. I thought I felt okay. I thought I felt good, but really I didn't.
Sometimes we don't know what we're missing until we find it.
No,
right?
it's given me, it's given me back. Is what it's done. So,
and for someone who's walked these tremendously hard roads, it's all about that, taking the next step as it feels right. So if this is something you walk through this journey and experience this, and it's starting to feel right, this is a place to start.
Absolutely.
So I'd love to show your pictures now. Again,
sure.
We're going to show a few images that contain nudity within the context of this subject. But if you're offended by this type of material or you have children present, please use your discretion when viewing these images. So thank you for being gracious enough to share this with us and for your beautiful art that was done here.
You are welcome.
I'll go ahead and put the pictures up, and you can just explain to us exactly what we're seeing here.
So this was a before and an after of one of the procedures that I've done previous. on a different client, and you could see that she didn't have any areola and no nub, it's called, as well for the nipple. So I was just able to recreate that using light and shade with different pigments.
Incredible art. In addition to the compassionate work and how important this is for healing, incredible artistic talent that this takes to be able to do.
Thank you.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, so what would you say to people who are wondering, is this right for me? As people are trying to decide whether to take that next step, whether it's something that they should do, what would your best advice be?
I would say at least look into it, at least research it, and, you know, go and talk to a tattoo artist, go and see Tanya, she's awesome, and see if it is right for you. But, you know, for me especially, I thought it really wasn't that important until I did it.
Wow.
And I think you need to have closure. And people say, you know, oh, well, it's okay, you've had surgeries, nobody sees you anyway, but you see you. You look in that mirror every day. And I looked in that mirror this morning when I got out the shower, and I just stared. Normally I avoid the mirror from the neck down, but it was absolutely amazing.
You to feel whole.
It's made me feel complete. I feel wonderful.
One thing I've been really touched by with the breast cancer community is how open and willing women are, and there are men too whose lives are touched by breast cancer as well. I think that's also very important to say that this is a procedure that men could benefit from too, but how open the community is about discussing the specific pain of breast cancer. It wasn't that long ago that this wasn't a conversation that we had openly and in public, and so I imagine there would be women who would be willing to sit and talk and discuss the option as well.
And that's it, even just awareness. Come talk to us, come talk to me, talk to Tanya. I want to support Tanya as much as I possibly can, because this has just sort of completed everything for me. I feel, you know what, I want to really help with this. I want to try and make a difference if I can.
Amazing.
So anybody wants to come chat, anybody that knows me, that I've chat for hours, so it's not a problem. Just come and talk about it. Talk about your experiences, if that's what you want to do, because it's not only physical, it's a mental thing as well. In fact, I would say the mental side of it is very difficult, because it's such a long, drawn-out, hard process. And when you get to the end of your journey, this is just like having the cherry on the cake, if you excuse my expression.
I think it's apropos. We'll take it.
But that's exactly what it is. So please, if anybody wants to talk about it, we're here to help.
Excellent. And Tanya, you talked about your desire to be able to gift this to women and trying to figure out how to make that possible, because you're a business as well. Eye Candy is a business. So finding that fine balance between...
Well, currently I'm doing it on my days off, so that there isn't a charge to the client at all.
What a gift.
I think it's great. It makes me feel good. I feel almost selfish being able to gift it. That sounds cliche, but it's very, very true.
I don't think it sounds selfish. I think that sounds beautiful.
Well, also in the process of making and founding a not-for-profit organization that we can accept donations and charitable donations as well, moving into a charity for women and men that are breast cancer survivors to be able to have the areola reconstruction or refurbishing, let's say. And then they'll be able to go to any artist that they want to and still not have to pay for it. So then the artist would still be able to be paid, because it is
artists
something
need to make a living too.
I would love to be able to do it forever for no charge, but the reality is...
But surely there's a way to spread that around and develop that talent in other people and share that care.
Absolutely, and people are so... they're so quick to want to help too, which is absolutely amazing. And that's what I've found through this, is that people really do want to help. They want to donate, and that's great too.
And particularly because, like we said before, almost everyone at some level has been touched by breast cancer at some point. So yeah, it can be a very personal journey. And again, as we were talking about this, I thought of, you know, for men, it's even more visible than it is for
Exactly.
women. So let's not limit the conversation either. So
absolutely.
Yeah, if this is something that you feel like you're ready for and can benefit your life, this is a great place to start. Tanya, where can people contact you?
Okay, so I'm at Eye Candy Ink Tattoos. You can reach us on 4th Ave. We're in the fire hall. Our telephone number is 250-377-4652, or you can reach us on our website as well at eyecandyink.ca. And there's even a form there that we launched, and we're calling it Breast Intentions. If you'd like a consultation.
Brilliant. I love it.
It's great.
It's genius.
Thank you. If you'd like to fill out the form there and arrange a consultation with myself, that would be fantastic. I'd love to hear your story and help.
Thank you so much for what you're doing and for answering that call. We don't always, receive that call when it comes, but thank you for acting on that. And thank you for sharing your story and for being brave. And for sharing
Thank you for having me.
It was a delight to have you. We'll be back with more Midday in just a moment.